A question that lots of the community looking to purchase Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire is asking is what mascot legendary Pokemon is better, Groudon or Kyogre? A lot of people will be basing their purchase off the mascot legendary Pokemon, and if you're interested in finding out which legendary Pokemon is better, you've came to the right video. On the surface, it is obvious that Kyogre has the type advantage over Groudon, possessing a water type over Groudon's ground type, and once undertaking Primal devolution it gains a fire type, so Groudon has a huge disadvantage when it comes to typing. But that's not all this comparison will look at. We're going to take a look at how they fare in battle against other Pokemon in the main story, competitively, and their movesets. And in the comments below, let me know which version you are going to buy, Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire. I personally am going to buy both. 300 likes would be really appreciated for another Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire related video tonight, and let's begin the comparison. I'll be discussing both their regular form and their primal form one after another. First we're going to begin with Kyogre's regular form, the Pokemon Alpha Sapphire mascot, and there is plenty I can talk about with Kyogre. First off, its special stats are absolutely frightening, possessing a godly 150 special attack, making it the third strongest special attacker in the game, outside of Mega Evolutions. Partnered with moves such as Water Spout, Ice Beam and even Thunder and Thunderbolt, we have a Pokemon with almost flawless coverage against other types, and a Pokemon capable of destroying almost anything. Just like with Groudon, both these Pokemon are banned from competitions, and for good reason. Its ability Drizzle also boosts its water type attacks even further. Rest assured, if you hit something with a Water Spout, you're going to be able to KO it. Its special defense stat ensures it can take special hits from even the strongest of specially offensive Pokemon, and can retaliate with a multitude of attacks. I say retaliate because Kyogre doesn't have the greatest of speed stats, at least compared to the fastest Pokemon in the game. Up against other legendary Pokemon, it doesn't fare too poorly. Kyogre's primal form, however, is said to improve upon its weaknesses and make it an absolutely incredible Pokemon. It is safe to presume Primal Kyogre will receive a 100 stat increase, taking up to an incredible base 770 base stat spread. In fact, on the official website, it is directly quoted as Primal Kyogre's powerful special attack will grow even greater. Plus, look forward to more details about Primal Kyogre's ability and power hidden within this awesome Pokemon. Now, the second part of that quote is the thing that's really intriguing. Apparently, its Drizzle ability is going to receive a buff. What kind of buff, I'm unsure. We will see closer to release what that buff is. If I'm going to go out on a limb and guess, it will be called Primal Drizzle or Storm, and perhaps will mix the effects of rain and hail, damaging other Pokemon that aren't water type. This is a huge stretch, and I can almost guarantee that this won't be what it actually does, but that's just some speculation. Drizzle is a fantastic ability, and it receiving a buff is even better for Primal Kyogre. Aside from its speed, which in direct comparison with Groudon doesn't even matter as they're tied when it comes to speed, Kyogre and Primal Kyogre are Pokemon that anyone should be afraid of. Now, next up I'm going to discuss Groudon's regular form, and it's pretty much an opposite to Kyogre in every single way. Groudon is the mascot for Pokemon Omega Ruby, and while in my personal opinion I actually think Groudon is inferior, there's still plenty of positives to describe with Groudon. First off, Groudon's Drought ability doesn't buff its stab attacks, its attacks that receive a same type attack bonus, which already puts it at a disadvantage offensively compared to Kyogre. However, its Drought ability does lower the amount of damage super effective water type attacks do to Groudon, which is a bonus, but its lackluster special defense stat is another weakness, where the majority of water type attacks are specially offensive. Its signature move, Eruption, doesn't receive a same type attack bonus and comes off its weaker special attack stat, which is another unfortunate downfall for Groudon. However, its physical stats are absolutely incredible. Its monstrous 150 physical attack stat places it as the 5th best non-Mega Evolved physical attacker. However, it's probably the 2nd best physical attacker in the regular main story, coupled with a very strong physical move pool. Though it is probably overshadowed by its special move pool, it is a good threat. Though when it comes to doing its job, I think Kyogre is superior. Though there are lots of negatives with Groudon, I do still really like it, and its primal form promises a lot of improvements, which is very exciting. According to the official website, and I quote, Groudon's powerful attack grows even greater. It also gains the fire type, raising the power of the fire type moves it can learn, and it appears that its ability might get a boost. And that's amazing. It doesn't have exactly the best physical move pool in the world, but what it does have is rather good and does have good coverage, so an added little bit of power will truly help. And its fire typing will be nice for added power too. It could even take advantage of its special attack stat and use Eruption. Its ability receiving a buff is also exciting. Again, what this is unconfirmed, and this is purely speculation, but an ability that merges both the Sun and Sand stream would be very useful and also very fitting for a fire and ground type, in my opinion. However, defensively, receiving a fire typing might hammer it just a little bit. It is now quad weak to water types, which is obviously bad directly compared to Kyogre, but compared to the rest of the game, it now loses its ice and grass weakness and gains a weakness to ground types, which isn't the worst trade-off, as its physical bulk can definitely deal with ground type attacks. We will have to see what kind of buff Primal Groudon's ability gives it, but the signs look good to bring Groudon level with Kyogre. In my personal opinion, I think Kyogre is better than Groudon overall. It just has more utility. And if you can only afford one game and want the better legendary, that would be my recommendation. But don't get me wrong, I've been very critical with Groudon, but I do really like it, and it is still fantastic if used correctly. So, that is my recommendation. Again, let me know what version you're going to buy, Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire, and what legendary Pokemon you prefer, Groudon or Kyogre. 300 likes would be really appreciated for another Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire related video tonight. I'm sorry for broken promises relating to videos recently, and until next time, I will see you guys then. Peace out.